Welcome back, crew. It's July, and that means we are diving into Mork Borg as our game of the month. And today, we're going through one of my favorite parts of learning any new tabletop RPG. We're going to go through and show you step by step how to build a character utilizing the Mork Borg rule set. Before we dive into that, heads up, we are running a live actual play of Mork Borg right here on the channel. We're going to be doing that Monday, July 29th, putting the system through its paces, showing off some of its cool features, some of its lore. I'm pretty excited for this adventure. I'm going to be a player versus the game master. One of my friends, Doomer, will be running this session. I'll throw their links down below, but definitely make sure to come through and get to see how these PCs act in the game, and also get a chance to win a free PDF copy of the Mork Borg rule system so you can run this table with you and your crew. But yeah, let's dive into building a Mork Borg PC. Nice thing with this one, I'll start off. It's an OSR game, so it's very easy and quick to build a character with it. You could definitely add some flavor as you go. This is one of those ones that if your character dies in the session, which is likely to happen sometimes with Morgborg, you could easily kind of quickly roll it up while the action's proceeding and join in with a new PC. So we're gonna go through. I'm doing some. We're actually rolling my physical dice today. We'll go through and build our PC and kind of see what type of guy we come up with. Because one of the nice things with the OSRs and kind of different from some of the other like Pathfinders or D&Ds where you're a little bit more intentional with your PC. The OSRs, one of the cool things with them is you get to really kind of discover your PC as you go through the character creation process and kind of roll out and figure out what their stats, their resources, all of that are. So let's see who we build today. And also, you get a good chance as we go through this to check out some of the great art for Mork Borg as well. One thing I'll say, and I mentioned this in our first impressions video, and I'll kind of point some of the stuff out as we go through the pages too. Art is fantastic. Sometimes it can be a little hard to find the mechanics in the art, but we'll hit that as we go. So the first thing is it gives you a little bit about kind of some of the lore with people seeking riches. We're not going to hit the lore piece too hard today. The first big thing that we do in character creation, little different from other games. Usually, it's the last thing you do is you get to figure out how much food and silver you have. So for silver, you roll 2d6 times 10 pieces, and you get to go through and decide how much you get from that. So I rolled two fours, so that'd be 80 silver pieces that my PC would start with. You also get D4's worth of days of food. I rolled well. I got 4 days worth of food for my PC. And that also includes a water skin too. So it's one of those ones you kind of go through. It's a little, I wouldn't say backwards, but like opposite order from other systems. Because with this, we're going to go through, figure out our silver, our water, food, some of our gear, weapons, and armor, and then you actually do stats if you follow it in order as the book has it. So we've got our silver. Now there's a couple different categories for different gear you can get. So the first one is like how you carry your goods around with you. Maybe you have nothing, just a backpack. Maybe get a donkey. So let's roll our d6 and see how we do for that. That's six. I got a donkey. Sweet. With that, I've got 80 silver pieces, a donkey, which should be good for kind of carrying a lot of the different resources and goods we'll hopefully get as we build our PC. And if not, as we adventure through. So the next category is a D12. It's always fun to bust out a D12. With those ones, you're going to see kind of what resources you can bring to bear. Whether it's a rope, torches, lanterns, whole bunch of a scroll, hopefully. You get a lot of cool stuff with these things. So let's see how we roll this deep. So we got a seven. So we got a medicine chest. So presence plus four uses to stop bleeding, infections, and heal D6 HP. Which will when we get into the rules section for this, which will be another video, hopefully released tomorrow. The kind of healing is really good to have because you can die fairly easily in this game. So right now we've got a donkey, we've got a medicine chest, and we've got one more D12. So we got a five on that one. So this one is kind of like more like goods or like some cool resources. You can get a dog if you rolled well enough on this one. Unfortunately, our guy got well, fortunately or unfortunately, we got exquisite perfume. So let's kind of think what we've got so far for our guy. We've got a guy with a medicine chest, exquisite perfume, and a donkey. So I feel like he's got like a little bit of money. I'm kind of thinking like a traveling healer that tries to smell nice, even going through the gore and the apocalyptic world he's in. So we didn't get any scrolls, so we don't have to worry about those pieces. One thing I will mention though, if you do get a scroll, some of the like the weapons and armor and pieces you get later as we go through, they do have you roll a different dice, and we'll call that out as we get to it. But with this, you can see we got to we randomized our starting equipment. We're gonna get our armor eventually. We're gonna do abilities, then hit points, and then we can name our character. So it's that pretty straightforward. We're doing the base rules on that side, just to keep it clean. So this is one of those ones too. So you're gonna go through. We're gonna roll a d10 weapons. You see they've got some of those weapons up there as well. So nice thing with this too, you get some cool art. There's a femur is number one, just straight up whacking people with a bone. And then you'll see as you get to the other ones too. This is one of those ones, and you kind of get. It's not fully in screen, so I hope you get the full picture of it. But the weapons are on the page, so you got to kind of pay attention. For some people, they can read really or have a different style of reading, myself included. It could be a little busy, but it's really cool kind of art. It's fun. It fits the motif of Mork Borg. So let's see how we do there. So we got a three. So we got a short sword. So our guy got a D4 short sword that he'll be able to utilize with his equipment. And then this remember this was one I think I pointed out to just in case I didn't. If you did get a scroll, you'd roll a D6 versus the D10. Now, so this is more armor or more weapons. We're gonna get through that. Now, armor. Armor is pretty cool this game. If you do get armor, it is going to mitigate some of your damage. So even light armor does minus D2, heavy armor all the way up to a D6. So we're gonna roll that D4 and see if we get any armor. This is one if you got a scroll too, you'd go up down to a D2. So the best you could get was light armor. Oh, sweet. We got light armor. So we will get a minus D2 to any damage that we take. You can also buy some of these. You see the cost next to them, 20 silver. So if we didn't get armor, I probably would have bought light armor with some of our 80 silver. Sweet. So that's actually like the big pieces for the equipment side. There are more equipment on here too that you could, if you wanted to, there's an optional rules to roll on this side as well. We're not going with that aspect. We're going right into our stat rolls, which is usually kind of where you start off with a lot of RPGs, but as I said, they like to mix it up and give a cool order for it. So there's four core stats within Mork Borg: agility, presence, strength, and toughness. So fairly straightforward agility, kind of how well you can dodge, it's what you use for your defense stat. Toughness, your HP, kind of how well you can resist poisons and survive in unhospitable environments. Strength, how much you can lift, all of that. And then presence is kind of it's your charm, your charisma, but it also mixes in with your aim too, as well as like the medicine chest. We get D4 or we get a +4 plus our presence +4 for how many uses we can get out of that. So we're gonna go through and just roll those straight down. 3d6 on that side. So we're gonna do agility for it. Nice. Wish I had it on camera. I got 3 6s for agility, so that's really nice. I never roll that well typically for my stats. So that's going to be a +3 for our ability modifier. There's a cool table over here, shows you what you roll and kind of what you would add to your test. And we're going to do a whole video next going over the rules and test and everything that you need to add to make that make sense. So yeah, let's see if our luck holds out. +3 for agility. Uh, with that little worse roll there, we got a 9, so +0 for presence. Roll again. So really bad there. 8. -1 for strength. And really bad there too. -2 for toughness. So our guy is really agile. He's got like decent presence, but then just not very strong or tough. So yeah, I'm kind of going with that. Somebody that kind of came from a wealthier background, has some training and healing. Pretty quick, good at getting out of the way, but definitely not somebody who's going to be really just kind of dominating fights and kind of really roughing up the landscape. So that's Straightforward. We've actually built our PC. So let's kind of go through some of the things we've got. I said it's really easy to build a PC while you're in game. But our guy, he has a donkey. He's got a medicine chest. He's got some exquisite perfume. We've now got the abilities where we got a +3 in agility, 0 for presence, -1 for strength, and then -2 for toughness. And so we've got those pieces, and also we've got light armor and a short sword. So the next big things we're going to do is we got to figure out a couple of pieces. So we need to figure out what our carrying capacity is. So it's strength +8. So we have a -1 in strength. So that's going to be a 7. We can carry 7 normal sized items without a problem. If we do carry more than 7 items, what will happen is we're going to have a +2 to any strength based, or sorry, strength and agility based DRs. So it's going to increase from 12 to 14. If we go above twice that, so 14 items or above, we would basically it'd be impossible. We couldn't lift that many normal sized items. So now that we've got that, we're gonna get hit points too. They got like a real or a depiction of a real style heart on here. So this is going to be based off toughness, and we're going to roll a d8. So he is not very tough at all. I got a 2. So toughness is -2. But the good thing is the worst case, you can't be less than a 1 HP. I read that, didn't really think it would come up too often, but our poor guy is not very tough. So he is going to have 1 HP. So y- we're going to have to really work well on dodging. We're going to get into the rules video next. But even getting knocked down to 0 is pretty crazy. So come check that out. But yeah, that's all the pieces, and you can see too for this. We'll get into this a little bit more in the rules video. 0 HP, you're broken. Negative HP, you're dead. I'm really hoping our guy's armor comes through for him because 1 hit should probably put him into negative HP. So life is cheap in this apocalyptic world of Mork Borg. But yeah, that was a quick run through of building a PC. As I said, it's been about 12 minutes, and that's with us talking and going through all the pieces. This is easily one you can build. Like, especially, it's one of my favorites for OSRs. It's the perfect somebody canceled campaign during the campaign one-shot game. If you're playing a different game and you're like, oh, somebody's canceled, let's roll in more work. We can all build PCs quickly. The game master can quickly come up with some challenges, and you can just dive right in. It's also great for teaching new players the system too, because you'll see in the rules video, it's not too complicated. But yeah, shout out some of your favorite character creation pieces from Morkborg below, or everything, anything we may have missed or thought we should just really shout out to really highlight the system. Also, definitely give some cool pieces too you liked for the art. The art is great on that side. It's kind of fun flipping through that book too. So definitely with it, give you like a little edgy metal type vibe too. Yeah. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure to click on the our actual play link, notify us. So when we go live on Monday, you'll get a chance to check out this system live in action and get a chance to win a free copy of the PDF too, and get to see some of this art and be able to run this table with you and your friends. But thanks for hanging out and like and subscribe. Till next time.